am making this announcement, and this meeting is being held in accordance with Public Law 1975, Chapter 231. An adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a notice sent to the Star Ledger local source and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the municipal website. Accordingly, the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied in regards to this meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call.
Mayor Karlovich.
Here.
Councilman Boyle.
Here.
Councilman Finestrella.
Here.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno. Here. Councilman Morrow.
Here.
Councilman Scurries.
Here.
And Councilman Piper is excused.
Okay, I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of April 1st, 2026 and the executive session of April 1st, 2026.
Motion.
Motion made by Councilman Finestrella, seconded by Councilman Boyle. Roll call.
Councilman Boyle.
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Scurries.
Yes.
Councilman Piper is excused. Motion passes.
Okay, tonight it is my pleasure to recognize a truly outstanding group of young athletes who have represented the borough of Kenilworth with pride, determination, and teamwork. We are here to honor the Kenilworth 7th grade girls travel basketball team on an incredible achievement, being named the 2026 Jersey Basketball League champions. This accomplishment reflects not only their talent on the court, but also their discipline, sportsmanship, and commitment to one another as a team. It is also a testament to the dedication of their coaches, Dan Orlando and Vinny Silva, and the strong support of their families and our community. At this time, I would like to invite the girls, the team members, to come up so I can present certificates of excellence to you all. We're very proud of you.
Thank you, girls. Thank you.
Finance report, Councilman Mora.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. A few items to recap from tonight's agenda. Resolution number 26-112 authorizes a move to a new health insurance plan, which is projected to save taxpayers approximately $300,000 this year. Resolution 26-113 awards a contract for this year's firework display, which will feature an extended show in celebration of our nation's 250th anniversary. Resolution 26-115 awards a contract for water filling stations. This is going to be funded through the Union County Capital Program Grant. Resolution 26-116 authorizes repairs to a traffic signal that was damaged in an auto accident. However, those costs will be reimbursed by the responsible insurance carrier. And in addition, on the agenda, we have several ordinances tonight that relate to town finances. Ordinance 2026-08 establishes new fees for the fire inspections. 2026-09 updates fees for the recreational summer camp program. And Ordinance 2026-10 revises construction fee codes. And as a reminder, our next meeting on May 6th will include the budget hearing and adoption of the 2026 municipal budget. This budget will be the lowest tax increase from our municipality in the last 5 years. So we're anxious to get that voted on. And that's all for tonight, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Department of Public Works, Councilman Boyle.
Thank you. DPW collected and disposed of 204 tons of municipal solid waste for a total cost of $16,850. Collected and disposed of 27 tons of commingled recyclables for a total cost of $2,032. On Friday, April 17th, the DPW will have 2 bulk dumpsters available for free bulk drop-off at the Kenilworth DPW yard. And Friday, May 8th will be the next bulk pickup date for homes in the Tuesday, Friday sanitation routes, west of South 20th Street and west of the schools. And as weather allows, they've been sending out crews to make pothole repairs. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman. Department of Public Safety, Councilman Finestrella.
Thank you, Mayor. I gave the monthly report at the last meeting. There's not much to say except for the sad news was recently transpired on Saturday evening at the Chick-fil-A. My deepest condolences go out to the families, especially the one that departed. On a lesser note, a good friend of mine that I know from Little League is a crossing guard, and I found out today that he was accidentally struck from behind and is doing well. And I mean, the weather's nice, really nice. We don't expect this kind of weather like this, but everybody's got to be cognizant of their surroundings when they're driving, and just pay attention on the road. That's all I'd say.
Thank you, Councilman. Planning and Zoning, Councilman Scarice.
Thank you, Mayor. Construction report for the month of 2026, total receipts $166,243, breaking down building fees $123,483, trust fees $32,280, miscellaneous $4,280, road opening fees $500, trailer storage fees $5,300, sewer remediation $400. New applications, 214 North 15th Street. They're trying to make one family into 2 family. Their application is deemed complete. New documents are in our professional's hands. Cell tower replacement, 20 to 60 South 31st Street, AT&T. Construction permit is issued. 4 week, basically the old Merck property, sharing property. Submitted major subdivision in 4 more lots. This is the front half of the 30 acres. It's in review with our planner, engineer, and attorney, deemed complete. 415 Lafayette and Zebo Backyard deemed complete. Let's set date for the planning board. Now that the weather is better, we're happy to see more residents filing permits. For zoning, March applications submitted 17, many for fences, new business, and a couple of home additions. As of today, in April, 4 more applications for fences and additions. Building construction permits, March application process 35. April applications processed as of 4/15 today, 12 applications. Code enforcement, March and April total 7 complaints. Majority of all are property maintenance. Notices of violation 4 issued. In April so far, 3 have been issued. And another 3 pending. That's all I have to report.
Thank you, Councilman. Recreation and Fire, Councilman Piper's excused. I believe
I have his
Councilman
report,
Finishaw
yes.
has his report.
Thank you, Mayor. During the month of March, the fire department responded to 38 calls. During these incidents, the fire department traveled 123 miles, utilized 155 man-hours. No rescue squad number reports at this time of this report. During the month of March, the fire department and rescue squad completed 181 hours of training. Additional man-hours utilized during the month include the following: administrative, 259 hours; stipend, 1,364 hours; building maintenance, 11 hours; vehicle maintenance, 12 hours; rescue squad administrative, 27 hours. Total calls for the month were 38, total miles traveled, 123, and total man-hours, 2,009. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Health, Education, and Welfare, Councilwoman Giordano Paserno.
Thank you, Mayor. For the Health Department, my meeting is, or their meeting is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So I'll have a report at the next council meeting. However, I just wanted to let everybody know the anticipated food truck festival that was going to be sponsored by the Rotary has been canceled. We couldn't get enough food truck vendors to participate, but possibly look at something in the fall. But I wanted everyone to know that that has been canceled. Social Services, on Sunday, April 19th, there will be a Pizza Palooza at the VFW. You could call there for details. Tuesday the 21st, there's the next AMREV meeting at 7 o'clock at the Senior Center. Friday, April 24th, there will be an Arbor Day tree planting ceremony at Rarely. For the library, we have on the 18th, this Saturday, WrestleMania celebration for children from 5 to 12 years old at 11:30. Please call for registration. There's limited space. There's Tween Craft on Friday, May 8th for ages 10 to 16 from 3 to 4 o'clock. Also registration required. Thursday, April 30th, there will be a family-friendly, and I'm going to try to pronounce this, Taikoza Japanese Drum Festival program from 7 to 7:45 p.m. And of course, there are tons of events every day from toddlers to adults. So please go on the website, call the library. They're really rocking and rolling over there. For the Board of Education, Brierley welcomes the new principal, Vincent Cucaro, who comes to us from Montgomery as the assistant principal. Very well-rounded, already has been shadowing and coming to events at the school to get acclimated. So we're excited to have him join the faculty as what I call our Kenilworth campus. The tennis and pickleball court renovation is underway, and I want everyone to know that is paid for by grant money. The senior voter registration day for all our seniors will be Monday, May 4th from 10 to 1 p.m. And on Friday, April 24th, there's a middle school career fair. If anyone is interested in participating and sharing their occupation with the middle schoolers, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade, or 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, please reach out to Kim Botino. She's organizing it. I'm sure there is a spot or two left, and the kids will be really excited to hear what's going on with different occupations and open up their ideas of what avenues they could take. And tonight, we have a wonderful guest. Superintendent Davies will be speaking on the school budget and any other issues, I'm sure, during the public session. And I'm really excited that he took time out of his busy schedule to come and share everything that's going on at the Board of Ed. So that'll be at the open public meeting. that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Borough Engineer.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of updates. Monroe Avenue, they're starting the concrete work supposedly this week. They usually means next week, but they're going to be starting the concrete work first. Seeing how that goes, they'll probably wait until after school's out to actually do the repaving, because that runs right in front of the school, so it probably makes sense to wait anyway. And I think by the time they get done with the prep work, they're going to be close to the end of school anyway. With respect to the walking path we talked about last meeting that runs from Roosevelt to the Boulevard, I did check with Ken, and he verified that there was never any money allocated towards that last year. So the recommendation is to put that into this year's capital budget. If that's approved, then we can put that out to bid this year. But there was no money ever put towards that.
There's a disconnect there for sure. Do you have all the specs and everything that we need for the electric, for the boulevard, the conduit? Can you send that to me? Because I've been speaking with PSC&G, and I'm going to send that to them so we can get this all taken care of.
Yeah, that was going to be my next thing. So I've been talking to them, and I think I kind of flushed out their concerns, and I think we can remedy it. One, they said they don't want to put all the time into it because we don't, without like a deposit or a purchase order, because they're afraid they're going to put time into it and it's going to be wasted. I said, look, we'll do the heavy lifting. Just give us the specs. We'll do the drawings. We'll lay it out. All we need them to
Do
do
we
is
have
put their blessing.
the layout of
Well,
where
we have the layout, but we
That's
didn't.
what I need. If
Yeah,
you could send that to me,
okay.
can you email that to me?
We did not lay out any of the conduit or electrical because that's
We didn't?
what we don't know.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, and then secondly, they told me that, this is one of their concerns, that if we, they agree to this and we lay it out and they agree to it, and then like 6 months from now, a year from now, we change our mind, we change the layout, I said, well, if we do that, then that's on us, right? I mean, that's our problem, not their problem. If we lay it out, they agree to it, we decide to change it, then that's something we did, it's not on them.
I don't even understand why we're having a conversation about changing it anyway. Is that,
Well, they don't know. They're saying, what if, right? I said, there's nothing to change. We're putting in 4 poles in a block.
I would like to send
Yeah.
this to the person.
Yeah, I'll send you the layout. It's not a problem. You can
PSC&G,
see it.
because I'm getting more cooperation, I think, there.
Yeah, but I had that conversation with them this morning. They were supposed
Okay.
to going to take that back to their whatever
Okay.
department. But, that was, again, I don't think those are really a concern on their part. I think, that, we could do the work, put together the drawings, and if the thing changes, it changes. I told them it's not likely, it's not going to change, there's not much that can change.
I just want to get what we need from them
Yeah.
taken care of, so we can move forward. Okay,
Okay, yeah, I can send it.
okay, thank you. Thank you.
That's all I have.
Tony, do you have a date on when they're going to do the restriping of the parking lot behind the senior center?
Not yet, we're just waiting for the weather, like we are in the weather now, to get better, so we're gonna have to
It's
set
been
that
good for
up.
a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, it's been going up and down, we wanna make sure it was gonna be set, so, we were planning on trying to do that in the next week or so.
Tony, did anybody investigate on who owns those monstrous potholes entering Acme where the train tracks are?
I don't believe it's Borough, I think it's on their
It's
property.
actually owned by
Yeah.
the railroad, and the county is negotiating that takeover. But I don't know, because there's, obviously Acme or whoever built that center put that exit there, so I think they must be responsible for it.
Same
Right.
person that owns the car wash owns active property, right?
I think so. I think that's who needs to fix it. They paved that exit, right? They put that exit in.
Yeah, as far as we know, that's not Borough's property. So we're not gonna take responsibility.
It's a
for it.
really
No, it's
significant pothole.
Yeah.
While we're on that area, I don't know if I missed something at a meeting, but Market Street was nice to drive on for like 3 weeks. Now the whole thing is ripped up to shreds.
Right.
They
So-
went back in and did more work.
That was the gas company
Yep.
didn't, when Public Service decided to repave it last year, gas company couldn't give us their schedule. And it was pretty bad. I mean, it had to be done. So we told Public Service, just pave it. because we didn't really know what the gas company was gonna do. Of course, right after we paved it, they said they gotta run their mains down. They're gonna redo the whole thing again, yeah, curb to curb. It's gonna be redone. They knew that. I told them we weren't giving them permits, so we got that in writing, which they did, because they don't trust them anymore. Yeah, so they'll have to repave it, the whole thing, curb to curb. Yeah, I know it's annoying, but it is what it is. No.
Tony, I got a couple of questions. Is there a list of the streets, people approach me, like, how come my street wasn't paved, it was on the list? I've never seen this list. Is there a list somewhere?
Yeah, we kind
Can
of.
you tell them where it is in queue, or?
Yeah, if you send me send me the street. We kind
No,
of
I'm thinking of North 12th Street on the boulevard.
North 12, I think
You said it was
is
supposed
one of
to
the.
be paid years ago, I was told it was going to be paid. I don't know.
That might be one of the priorities. I'll let you know. We do have we usually project out like 3 years or so.
Okay.
I mean, just tell them, look, we have a system. The roads are prioritized based on condition, volume of traffic, things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
we have a limited money every year. We only pave 1, 2, maybe 3 at the most per year. So I can let you know where that falls.
Yeah, just,
No
if
problem.
there was a list, like you say, you're number
Yeah,
5.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think that is one of the ones, though, that we're looking at.
Do you guys determine the list, or do you have to wait till the reports?
No, we usually evaluate, we talk to DPW, even input we get from the council on roads, residents calling, and we just kind of keep a list. We look at them, we evaluate them, we come up with a priority, but fortunately, we're limited, right? How many we can do in a year. You know, we only get so much state aid, it only goes so far.
The other question is water courses. Now, having in summer and other people, there's a water course which is dry most of the time until it rains. They're really the dividing line, we'll say, from 14th Street heading west all the way down. They all run towards the creek. Place on 11th Street, obviously that can drive stuff. You've been there. What can we do to resolve this? You need something, like an ordinance or something to compel people, if they blocked it, they got unblocked it. I know the EPA says you can't block it. So,
Yeah,
I don't know if you
you-
guys need something from us, I know you've been there, and it's multiple, if the people aren't aware of it, I think they need to know that, hey, you've got a water course here, we can't block it, just like, hey, you're in the flood zone. I don't think they're aware of it, they just see it as a low spot, they might want to just, I know in my aunt's house too, they brought their shed out, and.
Yeah, we've done that in the past. We've sent notices, certain areas that were a problem, like Wilshire, years ago, people were dumping grass and everything in it. We sent a notice to all the residents along there, just saying, hey, you can't be doing that. It's also a DEP violation. There are these water courses or swales that we've had problems with people filling over the years. People do it. Some people do it unknowingly, some people do it intentionally. There's a couple locations where people got multiple violations, they fix it, 6 months, a year later, they do it again. And then you give them another violation, they fix it, and they do it again. So I don't, with these repeated violations, I don't know what you do about it. I mean, I don't have the ability to write summons, I don't have enforcement power, it's gotta be the enforcement officer that does it. But when there is one, I refer it to the enforcement officer, but like I said, I don't know what you do with the repeated offenders, like what do you do? I mean, that's a municipal court issue, maybe they gotta up the penalties, I don't know if like a $200 fine is gonna give somebody an incentive not to do it again. Maybe if you fine them $2,000 instead of $200, maybe they'll think twice about doing it again, but, that's not my department, I don't tell the municipal court how to do their job, so. But it is a problem, I mean, it's a problem with people doing it. Some people do it once, you tell them no, they don't do it again. There are people who do it repeatedly. They just keep giving them a violation. But then they wait, then they do it again. And you give them another violation. There's probably a couple of locations which has gone on 2-3 times. So, again, that's out of my area. I know that's more on the enforcement side. But again, I don't know what you do with these repeated offenders.
Is it better, say, pipe it, they had pipes and they covered it, that would suffice, or it's just, I think it's best just to leave it kind of open?
No, you can't pipe it because these are like low spots, usually sit between the properties. The water has to flow naturally into it. If you put a pipe, then it just blocks it. So these have to stay clear because it's a natural water course. But our ordinance specifically says you cannot grade your property that blocks the flow of
Right.
water. So it's a clear violation of the ordinance if you block a water course. Whether it's a regulated, not regulated, the ordinance says you cannot grade your property in a way that would block a water course. So it's a clear violation. That's not even an issue whether it's a violation or not.
All right, so I guess we'll have to put some more teeth, especially, I didn't realize it was a repeat offender.
Well, there were some, yeah. I mean, we have run across that where people have done it repeatedly. Just like, I'm sure there's still people dumping grass over on Brasser and Sherwood. A lot of it I think stopped, but I'm sure not everybody did it. But letters can be done. I mean, we can do that. Send them anywhere there's a water course, we just send it to the residents and just inform them that this is not allowed. It's a violation of the ordinance. And it's just, it's a bad idea.
I was just texting Anthony, he said, remember, because one flash mob was 5 Evans Drive.
Right, that's one of the repeated
He's a
offenses.
repeat offender.
Yeah, at least twice that I know.
So, you don't know the status, I know he got, I think he got a fine.
Probably got fined. I don't know what the fine was, but yeah, I'm sure he got pulled into municipal court, so,
Was it court?
yeah, as far as I know. I don't know what the outcome was.
All right, well, it sounds like we have to put in higher penalties.
I mean, might be
I mean,
deterrents.
EPA could be notified, right? And
Well, some of them
they
aren't-
take the ball
yeah.
and run with it, I think.
Some of them aren't regulated, so some of them DEP doesn't have jurisdiction. Some of them you do, some of them, they're not in the DEP jurisdiction, they're not gonna respond. They don't have jurisdiction over it.
I meant, is it EPA or is it?
At DEP, Department of Environmental Protection, yeah, it's with the state, it's a state level, yeah. Right, if it's a regulated course, DEP would get involved. If it's not, then it's gotta be done on a local level.
Great, no, thank you.
All right, no problem, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Borough CFO.
Thank you, Mayor. As Finance Chairman Morrow mentioned, we have the public hearing on the budget next meeting, which is May 6th. And we will be starting to move on capital. We're waiting for a couple of grant awards. So hopefully in 2 weeks, we might know some of those numbers, revisit with the departments and meet with the committee. We'll talk about setting up some times. And just on a personal note, next week, if you need me, I'm going to have a very sporadic schedule, so best way to contact me next week will be by text message if you don't mind, please. And that's all I have.
Thank you,
Thank
Ken.
Ken,
Thank you.
quick question for you. Superintendent Davis is going to be here to talk about the school budget. Any word on the county and what?
Now, the county will not announce anything
Yeah. they
until
will.
after they adopt their budget. It's a policy they've had. And I even have the administrator working in Roselle Park, and I still can't get the number, so.
Yeah. Are they also early May that they have to release
Yes, I believe
information?
they're going to be adopting their first meeting in May.
Okay.
So,
All right, we'll
as
wait.
soon as I hear, I'll let you know.
All right. Well, we don't adopt on May 6th, so maybe they'll do it before us. Thanks, Ken.
Okay, Borough Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. I guess just a few things to update on. I had indicated at the last meeting that I was going to be prepared for an RV ordinance update tonight. I unfortunately am not. I will be for the next meeting. I have a couple of items I think that I can discuss in open session, provided that I'm not asked any pointed questions, just to kind of give you an update. The property that was adjacent to Borough Hall did go for a sheriff's sale. We tried feverishly to try to find a contact person that we could talk to before it went to sheriff's sale. We couldn't. Apparently there were no living heirs. We even hired an investigator. We turned up blank, but the property was acquired by an individual that is interested in potentially selling it. We have retained the services of an appraiser who is in the process of going out and appraising the property. As you know, under the public buildings and land law, you can't pay more than fair market value. Obviously, that's going to be the benchmark So we're in the process of proceeding in that
Good.
regard. We did have a number of surplus properties that the borough was interested in getting rid of at the end of Coolidge. We haven't gotten to contact people. Tony's office helped us. The letters are prepared. I'm proofreading them tomorrow and sending them out to see who's interested in acquiring it, and then we'll put into motion the process. As I had indicated to you earlier, it is Carlstadt, Cranford.
Next door.
The joining towns, Cranford.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I'm doing those complete. The Cranford Board of Ed has the adjoining property, because these are at the borough limits. If they're interested in acquiring the property, we don't have to go through the whole rigmarole that we did previously. If they're not interested and the private property owners are interested, then we have to go through a public bidding process. There is one tax foreclosure that we are in the process of filing the complaint this week. I had sent out the letter to the Little League regarding the parking of vehicles in the easement. It was received. They've already corrected the parking issue, but there does seem to be a dumpster still within the easement area, so we're waiting for them to give us clarity. We haven't been contacted from them yet. And if you'll recall, Greg had spoken to us a couple months ago about an adjacent property owner encroaching upon the property that is used by the DEP. The letter went out to them notifying...
DPW, you mean? DPW?
DPW.
Yeah.
What did I say?
DEP.
DEP.
I think I knew what you
That's
meant,
Tony's
but I
fault.
want to make sure.
So the DPW. So that letter went out, and we're waiting for their response.
Okay.
So those are items that we made some progress on, and I will have something for you on the RV ordinance in the next week.
Thank you.
The one next to the church on Main Street, weren't we looking at that one too?
The lot, yeah, the property next to, we have the, I'll get you the address. It's a borough-owned piece of property. The church doesn't want it. It would be nice to,
Is this the full lot that's on 10th Street?
no, it's on 8th. It would be, it's a great location for a community garden.
Community garden there, yeah.
Okay, so we could bring that up.
Somebody-
What is it that you're thinking about doing with the property?
Community garden?
I think this came to the finance committee. We wanted to sell the property to make money and offset taxes. So we should talk about that.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, you know, I'm not opposed to that, but it's really just sitting there, so. It's not a buildable lot. It's not a buildable piece of property.
We've had other properties in town built on similar sized lots like on Quinton. So that's why it was desirable to sell it so we can offset some tax increases.
All right, I'm okay with that.
But,
Then-
yeah, we should
yeah,
talk, I mean,
okay,
because there
okay.
seem to be options for
There
it.
was one conforming lot which we were asked to look at, and that was something that I was getting an update tomorrow. I thought it was like 208 10th Street or 210 8th Street. Just let me know if the property is now.
Okay.
It is 8th Street, so it might be
That's on
210.
8th Street. I'll look it up by.
And you want to proceed with pursuing a sale?
Well, I think the finance committee did, but if the
Yeah, I
whole
mean,
council
right.
has to vote on that, we should bring.
Let's try and sell it, we can't, then go garden. Yeah, someone wants to give us.
Yeah, I think after the small house went up on Quinton, that was on a smaller lot than normal, it was like, okay, this is possible.
Is it real? I thought it was really smaller than
Well,
that,
that
though.
one on
Because there's
Quinton's
no
tiny.
depth or, yeah, but there's depth there. So this one, there's no depth or
It's
width.
got depth,
I don't
it's not
remember
wide enough.
specifics.
I don't know. We'd have to find out. I
Yeah,
don't
that was
know.
the thing, it was a comparable size to that other lot.
Yeah, it's pretty thin. It's like 40 instead of 50. 30,
Okay.
40.
Well, listen, if it could be sold.
I wish someone had approached me, I
That's
said,
that.
I don't guarantee it go anywhere like Wilmot, they were still interested. It's like, put it up, see.
You just have
Yeah.
to go for a
Fine, if you
variance.
can't, then,
Okay.
like you said, make it
Well,
hard.
other people have gotten the
Get our
variance.
due diligence for the borough taxpayers to try to Mr. Point for some of these other small ones, maybe we can generate revenue for it.
I'll talk to Laura about that,
And
and
if you can't,
identify the
then-
property and take the next
Do
step.
something like
Okay.
Barb, then our conscience is clear that we tried, you know.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's my report.
Okay, thank you. Borough Administrator.
Thank you, Mayor. The Safety Committee met on April 9th. The Safety Committee reviewed the first quarter claims, identifying trends in injuries and vehicle incidences. Departments provided safety updates, including required and recommended training initiatives, and began coordinating planning for the street fair with a focus on traffic control, emergency access, and overall event safety. Also, the borough was recognized with the JIF Safety Incentive Program Bronze Award. We should be receiving a check from them, Ken. Let's see, the borough submitted a $300,000 New Jersey DCA LEAP grant application to fund the purchase of a new sewer truck for the DPW. This investment would reduce reliance on outside contractors, improve response times, and lower long-term operating costs. The equipment will enhance infrastructure maintenance and operational efficiency. Next up, I have an award announcement. The borough has been awarded $65,700 through the New Jersey DCA Local Recreation Improvement Grant. This project includes ADA accessible playground upgrades, safety surfacing, shade structures, and various other improvements. Currently, the borough is transitioning from state health benefits, and we're going to be hosting 2 informational sessions for employees and retirees regarding the health benefits transition. Sessions will be offered both in person and virtually to maximize accessibility and participation. The New Jersey financial disclosure statements are due. The process, you have to have your financial disclosures filed before the end of the month, so if you haven't done it, please do it. Truck and Traffic Enforcement Initiative. So we had some traffic concerns on residential streets that were reviewed in coordination with the police chief following recent complaints. A targeted outreach letter was issued to affected businesses, reminding them of truck route restrictions and advising of enforcement. A field review was conducted with the superintendent. Additional signage will be installed to supplement existing controls. This proactive approach is intended to reduce violations while supporting ongoing enforcement efforts. And one final thing, I will be out on vacation next week, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to recognize Administrative Professionals Day and express my sincere appreciation to our borough staff. Their work is the backbone of our daily operations, keeping everything organized, responsive, and running smoothly, often behind the scenes and always with professionalism and care. Thank you for your dedication, your patience, and the pride you take in serving the community. It does not go unnoticed and is truly appreciated.
Thank you.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, I'd like to take a moment to recognize National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend. This is a time when communities across the country pause to honor the brave men and women of the fire service who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. We are especially mindful of the dedication and courage it takes to serve in this role. We are grateful for the members of our own Kenilworth Volunteer Fire Department who continue that tradition of service every single day. So I'd like to read a proclamation. National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend, May 2nd to the 3rd, 2026. Whereas the United States honors the service and sacrifice of firefighters during the annual National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend in Maryland at the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial. This national observance, organized by the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation, brings together families, fellow firefighters, and communities from across the country to honor those firefighters who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty, and to recognize their courage, dedication, and selfless service. The Memorial Weekend serves not only as a time of remembrance, including the National Fallen Fighters Candlelight Service and Memorial Service, but also as a moment for our nation to reflect on the inherent risks firefighters face each day in protecting lives, property, and the safety of their communities. Here in the Borough of Kenilworth, we are especially proud to recognize and express our deep gratitude for the members of the Kenilworth Volunteer Fire Department whose commitment to service exemplifies the very best of public safety. These individuals willingly give of their time, respond without hesitation in moments of emergency, and place the well-being of others above their own. The members of the Kenilworth Volunteer Fire Department not only respond to fires and emergencies, but also serve as trusted members of the community, educating residents, supporting the public events, and standing ready at all times to protect the borough with professionalism, courage, and compassion. It is both fitting and necessary that we pause to honor those firefighters who have lost their lives in the line of duty, while also recognizing and thanking those who continue to serve with dedication and bravery. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, the Mayor of the Borough of Kenilworth, County of Union, State of New Jersey, do hereby recognize May 2nd to the 3rd, 2026 as National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend in the Borough of Kenilworth. Be it proclaimed that all residents are encouraged to join in remembering the fallen, supporting their families, and recognizing the service and sacrifice of firefighters both locally and across the nation. I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the Borough of Kenilworth on this 15th day of April 2026. I'd like to present this to the chief.
If I could just push out everyone for the
Oh, sure.
All right, nice, thank you.
Okay, this evening I also have a proclamation recognizing Autism Acceptance Month here in the Borough of Kenilworth. Throughout the month of April, Borough Hall has been illuminated in blue as a visible show of support for individuals on the autism spectrum and their families. This recognition reflects our community's ongoing commitment to inclusion, understanding, and ensuring that all residents feel seen, valued, and supported. Borough of Kenilworth proudly recognizes April as Autism Acceptance Month, a time to promote understanding, acceptance, and inclusion for all individuals on the autism spectrum and their families. Autism is an essential part of the diversity of the human experience. Individuals on the autism spectrum enrich our community as students, professionals, artists, neighbors, and friends who deserve to be seen, valued, and respected for who they are. For many families, true acceptance is reflected not only through words, but through visible actions that demonstrate community support. Public displays of awareness can serve as meaningful reminders that individuals with autism and their families are welcomed, supported, and included. The Borough recognizes the important advocacy and outreach work of Whole Spectrum Autism, whose mission centers on spreading understanding, fostering inclusion, and supporting individuals on the autism spectrum and for those who love and care for them. Kenilworth is proud of its continued commitment to accessibility, community engagement, and inclusive public spaces, and recognizes Autism Acceptance Month as a reflection of these shared values. I, therefore, Mayor Linda Karlovich, on behalf of the Borough Council and the residents of the Borough of Kenilworth, do hereby proclaim April 2026 as Autism Acceptance Month in the Borough of Kenilworth and encourage all residents to join in promoting acceptance, understanding, and respect this month throughout the year. In recognition of Autism Acceptance Month, Borough Hall will be illuminated in blue as a visible symbol of unity, awareness, and support for individuals on the autism spectrum and their families. In witness whereof, I, Mayor Linda Karlovich, have hereunto signed my name officially and caused the seal of the Borough of Kenilworth to be affixed this 15th day of April. I believe we have Sherry here from Whole Spectrum. I'd like to present this to you.
Mayor?
Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Next for council consideration is the consent agenda consisting of resolutions 26-111 through 26-116.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion?
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Giordano Paserno, seconded by Councilman Boyle. Roll call?
Councilman Boyle?
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno?
Yes.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Scurries?
Yes.
Councilman Piper is excused. Motion passes. Next, we have public hearing for ordinance 2026-08, an ordinance of the Borough of Kenilworth, County of Union, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 94-7 of the Borough Code entitled Residential Inspection Fees to be entitled Inspection Fees and establishing commercial fire inspection fees in the municipal code of the Borough of Kenilworth.
This ordinance updates the Borough of Kenilworth's fire inspection fee structure by combining residential and commercial inspection fees into one section of Borough Code. It establishes a detailed fee schedule for both residential and commercial properties and requires commercial fire inspections before issuing a certificate of occupancy or approving tenant changes. Is there a motion to open the floor for public comment on this ordinance?
Motion.
Second?
Motion made by Councilman Scurries, seconded by Councilwoman Giordano Paserno. All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have anything to say on this ordinance and this ordinance only? Please come forward and state your name and address. Okay, seeing no one, is there a motion to close the floor for public comment on this ordinance?
Motion.
Second?
Motion made by Councilman Scurries, seconded by Councilwoman Giordano Paserno. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve this ordinance for adoption?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Morrow, seconded by Councilman Finestrella. Roll call?
Councilman Boyle?
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno?
Yes.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Scurries?
Yes.
Councilman Piper is excused. Motion passes. Next up is public hearing and adoption for 2026-09, an ordinance amending Chapter 91, Fees and Licenses, Article 3, Recreation Program, Section 6, Fees for Participation in Programs of the Municipal Code of the Borough of Kenilworth.
The
Purpose, sorry, did it again.
That's right. The purpose of this ordinance is to amend the fee schedule in Chapter 91, Article 3, Recreation Programs. Specifically, it updates the participation fees for the borough's summer camp program. Is there a motion to open the floor for public comment on this ordinance only?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Morrow, seconded by Councilman Scurries. All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have anything to say on this ordinance and this ordinance only? Please come forward, state your name and address. Okay, seeing no one, is there a motion to close the floor for public comment on this ordinance only?
Motion.
Second?
Motion made by Councilman Finestrella, seconded by Councilwoman Giordano Paserno. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve this ordinance for adoption?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Morrow, seconded by Councilman Finestrella. Roll call?
Councilman Boyle?
Abstain.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno?
Yes.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Scurries?
Yes.
Councilman Piper is excused. Motion passes. Next up for public hearing and adoption is ordinance 2026-11, ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 91, Fees and Licenses, Article 1, Fees Generally, Section 1.3, Uniform Construction Code Fees of the Municipal Code of the Borough of Kenilworth.
The purpose of this ordinance, 2026-11, is to update and amend the Uniform Construction Code fee schedule contained in Chapter 91. Is there a motion to open the floor for public comment on this ordinance?
Motion.
Motion made by Councilman Scurries, seconded by Councilman Boyle. All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have anything to say on this ordinance? Please step forward and state your name and address. Okay, seeing no one, I'd like a motion to close the floor for public comment on this ordinance.
Motion?
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Giordano Paserno, seconded by Councilman Finestrella. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve this ordinance for adoption?
Motion. Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Giordano Paserno, seconded by Councilman Morrow. Roll call?
Councilman Boyle?
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Giordano Paserno?
Yes.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Scurries?
Yes.
Councilman Piper is excused. Motion passes. Next up for introduction is ordinance 2026-12, amending Chapter 190, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 3, Operation of Vehicles, and Schedule 7 and Schedule 8 relating to truck restrictions and municipal vehicle exemptions to the Municipal Code of the Borough of Kenilworth.
This ordinance updates Kenilworth's traffic code to clarify truck restrictions and formally exempt municipal vehicles such as public works and emergency vehicles from performing official duties. It also strengthens rules on truck routes, signage requirements, and enforcement to ensure consistency with state law. Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2026-12 on introduction?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Scarice, seconded by Councilman Morrow. Roll call?
Councilman Boyle?
Yes.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilman Giordano Paserno?
Yes.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Scarice?
Yes.
Councilman Piper is excused. The ordinance 2026-12 will be scheduled for public hearing and adoption at the May 15, 2026 council meeting at 6 p.m.
Okay, at this time I'd like a motion to open the floor to the public.
Motion?
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Giordano Paserno, seconded by Councilman Scarice. All in favor? Does anyone have anything to say for the good and well-being of Kenilworth? Please come forward and state your name and address.
Joe Espinoso, 10 Pembroke Drive. I'm here to reiterate the previous comments made about 5 Epping Drive, where it happens to be my neighbor to my backyard. About 3 years ago, maybe 3.5 years ago, they moved in, and right away did some improvements in the backyard and filled in what I call the easement. We've been getting ridiculous amounts of flood water ever since they've filled in that easement. And we've complained. There was a violation notice sent to them, but again, I guess he's a chronic offender. And I'm talking about like 8 inches, 10 inches of water in my backyard.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah.
My shed is gone, it's sunk, it's water damaged, the contents in my shed have been affected. My yard looks like, that portion of the backyard looks terrible, where it used to be, nice grass. I've complained about it. I've spoken to a couple of you guys. I know I spoke to you, I believe you on the phone, Mayor. And I actually had Tony up to my site, to my house. He
I remember.
looked at it. Numerous conversations with the borough building inspector, the previous construction official, and problem never got solved. This is going on 3.5 years. My major concern right now is the house is for sale. 5 Epping Drive is for sale. I don't think that the people that lived in the house were the owners. They're the ones that caused this issue. But the owner of the house, I don't know if they're aware of this situation, but when this house gets sold, am I then to start complaining about the people that bought this house? Saying, hey, my yard is flooding because of what you've done and what the previous owners have done in your backyard.
Yeah.
What protects me?
Yeah, I think the problem, one of the problems that contribute to this is that there's a lot of property, because I've looked at this on Google Earth, like not just these people, but there's a lot of people that have infringed on this, where this water easement is supposed to go.
100%.
So honestly, well, you'll have to wait and you'll have to come up, okay?
But I'm there 35 or 36 years, never once, not once did we ever get any water until they did it.
All right, so we'll have to send code enforcement out again.
What did they do? They filled it in?
Well, the backyard is separated by a
Right, swell.
an easement,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
And,
He took over that portion as his yard. He filled it in with dirt.
Oh,
He
okay.
put a pool in,
Yeah, it's,
put a shed up. Well, he's got numerous infractions back there.
I see.
I don't care about any of the infractions. I just don't want my yard to flood.
Yeah, I knew about the infractions, I didn't know about your yard. I never
Yeah,
knew about it.
listen, every time it's about to rain, every time the rain is in the forecast, the anxiety is like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it even looks like there's a shed on here,
Uh-huh.
there's concrete.
It's a concrete
I
shed.
mean, yeah,
It's a pool.
Yep.
And even more so, he raised the backyard property at least 8 inches. And
and if you go down 2 houses on your side of the street and the other, they have the same thing. Concrete right up to the property line or right over into where this swell would be. They have pools there. There's
They
a
all
lot, there's actually, here's another one. I'm counting 3,
4.
1, 2, 4 properties that have the exact same on your block, the exact same problem. So it's like all contributes. I know it happened when this, but everyone that infringes on that creates a flooding
listen,
problem.
as long as my problem gets fixed, I'm happy. Again, my biggest concern is the house is for sale right now. What protection do I have?
Right, I understand exactly what you're saying. It looks like somebody else has put a pool in as well, or is that covered?
There's 4 right there.
I don't know
1, 2,
much about
3,
realty,
4.
but
I
doesn't
count
house
5, Tone.
Have to go through
Well, I'm
inspection?
saying
and
on
if
Epic,
it-
Yeah.
on his side, there's only 1.
There looks like right here, looks like someone was actually building another one.
In the borough, we compel someone to say, look, they need to break this up, to restore these.
We ought to hear from Tony, because I don't know, is this a recorded easement?
So this is kind of what we have been talking about for a while, with these easements. There's an easement that shows up on the file now, which goes back to like 1918 or something
It's
like
not
that.
defined.
Yeah, it doesn't say no walls, it just says drainage easement. There's no evidence it was given to the borough. It could have just been for the neighbors to respect that drainage course. So they know, hopefully know not to approach it. But we didn't see any dedication to the borough or to anybody. It just shows up on the file map. Once it's on the file map, it's there, people are supposed to honor it. But irrespective of the easement, ordinance specifically says that you can't block the water course or raise your car.
I mean, it looks like, I don't see how anyone
Can you
purchased these,
tell?
got permits for all this building.
We did look at all the other encroachments. There are other encroachments as you go down. I don't think any of them are causing a problem, even though, yeah, technically there are encroachments, but we haven't had any complaints downstream of this property. So everything that's going on seems to be working. And whatever is going on downstream of your property doesn't affect them. What's affecting them specifically is the person right behind them. Because he blocked it, so everything runs to the center, right, to the property.
So I have 2 questions about it. The first is, through aerial photographs, can we determine when the blockage occurred?
It was when he put the pool in, so he applied
And
for
when, how long was that?
3 years.
3 years. 3 years, I think 3 years.
Okay, and he got a permit from the town to permit
He
to
got
go
a
in
permit
that
to
area?
put the pool, not to fill. So the pool was supposed to be, the pool setback, the pool itself is almost erosion. He filled it with gravel, right? So he put all this gravel around his pool. When he did that, he filled it in and blocked it.
Yeah, I could see it.
He did take it out the first time. Did he take it out once the first time?
He said he tried to put a French drain or
Yeah,
something,
something.
which did not work. Listen, I tried to be a good neighbor. I knocked on his door. I asked him respectfully, hey, you can't do this. You're flooding my yard. And it didn't go well. So then that's what prompted me to come and make the town aware of the situation.
So did we do a notice of violation? And he didn't cure it?
He was taking this in court. I'm not sure what the outcome was, but I think we need to give him a violation.
Is this an above-ground pool?
I think Anthony.
Yeah, so it can come down.
What's that?
It's an above-ground
above
pool,
ground,
yeah.
so it can come down.
It's not the pool itself.
No, I'm saying, and then to be able to remediate what was done.
He can remediate it without taking it. It's just a matter of taking out the gravel and putting it there. It's not-
No,
it's not
because he has a
complicated
fence.
fix. I
He
mean,
put
it's-
his fence
he
in
just
the
doesn't- He just isn't doing it. I mean, it can be done. The pool doesn't have to move. The pool is outside of the area.
The shed is, there's
The
a shed
is
right
up
on,
to the
The
fence
shed,
line.
the shed is blocking here. It's all the filth you put in that's causing the problem. There are a lot of encroachments up and down. None of them are causing a problem. Like they're there, they've probably been there a long time. And we never had a complaint about any of those other properties. This is the one that's causing the problem.
When he excavated for the pool and for the shed, he took all that dirt,
They
all
put it in
that,
the
Right.
swell.
and put it in the swell, and also raised his property.
So Mayor, I think that we ought to have our, Anthony go out
Mhm.
and issue a notice of violation if it's appropriate.
Right.
That's the.
I'll reach out to him
full extent
tomorrow.
of what we can
That's
do.
happened already.
That's what our authority is.
It's happened
We
already,
can't
right? It's
make
gonna have to happen
them
again.
Dig it out, we can fine them for not. And as much as you may not like the next suggestion, I can tell you that you have a right as a private property owner to sue your neighbor if he takes action that directs water onto your property. And if it's damaging the contents of your shed and ruining your lawn, I think that you can take that step and you can seek injunctive relief to get the court to compel him to remove it. I don't know if I were in your shoes that I would be waiting for the municipal court process to give you the remedy, particularly since you know that the property is under threat of being sold. Just from a generic legal strategic standpoint, they would have to acknowledge and reveal to anybody that was buying the property that they were being sued
Right.
for a condition on the property. And if they want to sell the property, they're going to do what's necessary to resolve that litigation. So it may cost you a few bucks, but it's probably the more quick way for you to get some type of relief.
A violation on the property, so somebody bought the property, they kind of buy that violation.
It depends on the real estate attorney, right? Some real estate attorneys don't do an open demand to find out pending
Yeah.
notices of violation, and, you know, if they're not asking for a representation from the property owner to that extent. But if I were in your shoes, I would be trying to do a shotgun approach and
Yeah. Listen, I've been patient. I've been keeping her as calm as I possibly can. And with the house going up for sale, it just right away, I'm like, wait a second, I can't give this guy any more time because
you ring on the.
I feel bad
Right.
with the owner. I don't want to go after them. It's not their fault. You know? But I don't care about the other violations. I just care about my yard.
I understand. I'm going to reach out to our zoning officer tomorrow morning and ask him to send a notice of violation.
I'll call my lawyer in the morning. also.
Yeah, I think that's,
But from
That's-
selling it,
There'll be
Violation, I don't know if
motivation.
I've had Anthony out there talking with us tonight, just now.
when you,
Either we need to raise, I'm not sure what the fine is, but obviously it's not enough to compel people to do the right thing. So maybe
Wanna look at that
we
building?
need an ordinance to, especially if it's been repeated, if you got his
Well, I
violation.
mean, I-
Their violation, is that within our jurisdiction authority to.
I would have Anthony give me a call so I can take a look at what the ordinance is that we're talking about and see how the penalties go. Usually a penalty like that should be assessed on a daily basis.
Yeah, every
So-
day.
Right, so
right.
theoretically, that could be enough. But I think that your best relief would be done in the civil court.
but maybe Chief Paul, who knows a little about realty, when you sell a house, you have to have a house inspection. Would this fail inspection or no?
House inspection is based on the house.
You don't have to have
Not
one.
anything else.
That will come back to a survey. Now, if a survey comes out and there's something already pre-existing, you'll see the pre-existing survey. The problem here also is you're also thinking to, when you guys apply for a CO, in order for me to get a CO in Kennewick, they just changed it to where in order to get a CO, you have to close out all your open permits. Now, it's a possibility, maybe we can put an asterisk by that specific one. So they can't get a CO until they rectify this problem. I don't know if we can do that. That'd be something that would have to be followed up from you guys. I think that would be the best case scenario, protect him from this house from being sold. without a new
We
owner.
don't, we don't have certificate of occupancy
Yes, we do.
for,
Yes, we do. It's a fire store.
that's for rental properties, not
It's not a
for,
rental property. The house is-
right, the certificate of occupancy for the fire is for rental properties, not for private.
For sale as well. So
Oh,
we
okay,
have
is
it
that
in the
changed
public
then, right? Did that
No,
change?
it's always been, the rental property is fairly new.
fund. That's a different-
Okay,
The sale for the house has been around
okay,
a long time.
okay.
So I don't know if it's
I
possible.
don't think it
if
was when I bought my house.
Zoning can work with fire prevention and keep that CO from going out if there's property
Any
that's.
violation.
We have to be very careful on
Yes.
something like that. I mean, now
That's
you're
right.
affecting title of property without
Yes.
an adjudication, I don't
That's
know.
why I'm doing it.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
there's a
All
way
right.
to do something, but I guess the
Notice of
person
violation is
purchasing the
what-
home is not going to know about it.
And pursue it, I mean, take it through court and have the fine imposed.
It's already been to the court.
But we don't know what happened.
No, Anthony didn't, no, supposed to get back to him.
Right, so let's look at that and we'll ask, if it was
You have
withdrawn, we
Anthony
don't know
Lloyd?
why. We have to look at it and make sure, obviously, we need to make sure it's a proper issuance of a notice of violation. I'll be happy to talk to Anthony about it and try to figure it out.
Yeah, but it should be like that. I know there's definitely, like every day in violation is another fine, whatever it is.
We'll take a look at it.
If we don't have that, we should do that.
Okay, thank
And
you,
What was
thank
the
you.
address, sir?
5 Epping Drive,
5 Epping Drive.
Epping?
EPPING.
It's close to Carlstadt.
That was good. On Carlstadt.
Hi, my name is Paula Espinoso, 10 Pembroke Drive. I just want to go on record saying that this problem had began in May of 2023. I sent to the town video footage of all of this flooding, not just one, maybe 4. So you guys have all the information.
Who did you send it to?
I sent it to Wanda.
To who?
Wanda Grimaldi.
Oh,
Building
okay.
department.
Building
You
department.
didn't send it to,
Well, I sent it to
Code
her. They told me she would send it to code enforcement. I've emailed her since then. I have every email and every video that I sent to her.
What's
I
that?
followed up because nothing
Well,
ever got done. I never heard from anyone. I had to
I'll-
actually reach out to
I'll
Anthony
reach
myself
out
because I
and get
had
it.
his
I
phone
have-
number.
I've spoken to him about this
He
situation.
assured me that things would be better if I spoke to the neighbor, did that, nothing happened. Fast forward to February, I believe, of 2024, where I finally said, I think I've been patient enough, what is happening? And then they received a violation, which I had to get an OSHA form, is that what it's called, OSHA?
Yep.
Oprah.
To get a copy of it. Oprah?
Oprah.
Oprah form. Got an Oprah form, came to town hall, got a copy of it. So they did receive a violation notice in February of 2024, finally. The violations were clearly listed there. Whether they, I can tell you right now, they didn't fix any. The notice came, I don't know what happened after that. I don't see anybody paying a fine since 24 to now. And the problem didn't get fixed, it only got worse. The neighbor directly next to me, who's been there since the original owner, they've been there since 1950, whatever. Their yard clearly, and I showed this to Anthony, you could see where the easement, swale, whatever waterway you want to call it, is clearly not impeded at all, not even with this fence. And the neighbor behind them also respected the easement and did not put their fence in it. And there's a nice waterway. My neighbor, not my house respected the waterway, we never impeded on it. They came in, filled it in, and that's when I started flooding. It has nothing, I want to go on record saying it has nothing to do with it. I know there are multiple violations up and down the block. I know everyone on the block, from 46, where my grandmother lived since 1955, all the way up to 10, where I am. And they've had some issues, but not what's happening to me right now, and it's a direct reflection of what this person did.
Okay, we're gonna send our zoning officer back out.
I feel like the onus is now on me to rectify the problem and not the town. Now I have to go and hire a lawyer and pay. I didn't do this, I'm the victim here. Why do I have to pay?
Well, the town didn't do it either.
Understood,
You
but
know,
why did the
so-
town enforce the issues that I've been talking about for 3 years?
All they could do is issue the notice of violation.
We did that 4 times already.
That's all we could do. So, the
So you give the violation, I'm sorry, you give the violation, but you don't follow up to make sure someone actually did what you told them to. Because I know I got a violation for a tree, and I was told if you don't have it down to 10 days, you will be fined severely. So I had to come up with $5 grand and get the tree down.
And I don't know what happened, that's what we're gonna do to see what happened with the notice of violation. So, I can't answer your question, because I don't know what happened, but
Well, let
following
me ask you a
through
question.
with
What's
the,
supposed to happen once someone gets a violation? On the bottom, it clearly
it
says
gives
you
them
have
a
10
period of
days.
time to fix it, and if they don't, they should take it to court and
He
try
went to
for, but we don't know what the disposition is.
Okay.
We'll follow up with
Basically,
you.
I
I'll
have to
follow
just
up with
wait.
you, Joe.
We just have to wait.
The-
I'm very sorry. You can sense my frustration, but this is 3
Of course, I understand
years,
it. Of
and
course.
it's been torture.
No, I
These
understand.
people are not very cooperative. They don't care. We've begged them. We asked them. We were nice. We were more than generous. We were understand everything you can imagine. If you ever saw and want, they have the videos. You guys have sent them twice. I'm not sending them again. If you saw the videos, you could understand why I'm upset.
I
It's
understand.
unacceptable.
The alternative that you have to the township exhausting its process is to hire an attorney and sue them for the damages associated with directing the water. I went through the same stuff on my own property, in the town where I was a town attorney, and I had to deal with this stuff. So I understand.
Yeah, I think we gotta find out. If he's not getting fined every day,
He should be.
he should be, yeah.
Yep.
Well, we
I've seen
have
that
to
before, which I thought,
We have to find out what
now
happened.
we gotta put it in.
We don't know if the case went to trial, and that maybe the borough lost for some reason that I'm not aware of.
We'll have to
We look
find out
into
the
it.
details, yes. Okay.
Definitely went to court. I don't know what happened.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak?
Hi, good evening. Jeremy Davies, Superintendent of Kenilworth Public Schools.
Good
I want
evening.
to first thank the mayor and council members for what is turning into a strong partnership between the school district and the borough. We are mutually communicating and collaborating, and this partnership is having a positive impact on the youth of Kenilworth, and I appreciate that. In recent months, the school district has worked with the chief of police, the KPD, on bike and e-bike safety. We're engaging with the AMREV 250 committee, planting a tree for next week's Arbor Day in honor of David Brearley, partnering to host the bicycle parade on May 16th. We're planning a meaningful 25th community commemoration of September 11th for this coming fall. And at our most recent Board of Education meeting on Monday, we reinforced our ongoing partnership with the borough via approvals of our annual 4th of July fireworks display, the fire department's carnival, Rex summer camp, and the street fair and car show. So thank you for your partnership.
Thank you.
I think it's strong. I'm here tonight to invite you to April 29th, our 7 p.m. annual school budget hearing at David Brearley, and also to speak to you about the dilemma facing school districts across our state, specifically in Kenilworth. The dilemma is, on one hand, the right to a public education is a foundational pillar of the American experience. Becoming an educated citizen, an informed United States citizen is patriotic, and it is our responsibility to ensure that right. On the other hand, it's deeply embedded in our American experience to protest taxes. The genesis of our freedom is based on an anti-tax Tea Party up in Boston. No one likes paying taxes. It's in our DNA. Please know that I take that very seriously. My role as superintendent: provide a safe school environment with robust educational programs for our students, balanced with the commitment to the taxpayers of Kenilworth, and be mindful of the district's impact on those taxpayers. This dilemma is getting more and more challenging every year. I'm sure you've followed the financials of the school district in recent years. As expenses have skyrocketed, state aid has plummeted. The 2% tax levy cap that the district must maintain is not able to sustain our district program. In last year's budget cycle, we shed 9 staffing positions, including 1 administrative position, thus reducing our administrative team from 13 to 12, while also losing some key positions across our schools. I want to share some concrete numbers about this year's school budget. State aid did increase for Kenilworth Public Schools this year by $19,310. While that's not a lot, our state aid didn't go down again, so we were thankful. Unfortunately, that slight $19,310 increase in state aid is not able to keep up with the projected 22% rise in health benefits costs. I'm sure you're familiar with these kinds of rises. Also, skyrocketing utility costs and special education mandates. So, if you've tuned into the Board of Education meeting last month in March, you know that the projected tax levy for the 26-27 school budget is 3.36%. In real dollars, this is $206.77 for the average assessed home in Kenilworth, or about $17 per month. We're able to maintain programming while keeping the tax levy this low because we're depleting our reserves. This dynamic is not sustainable, thus the dilemma that we have. How do we support a school district and provide the youth of Kenilworth a strong education while honoring and respecting the taxpayers? At our annual budget hearing in 2 weeks, April 29th, 7 p.m., Board of Education will take action on what I find to be a solution that honors the concepts of our country, that our country was founded on: taxation with representation. The Board of Education will vote to move the annual school board election from November back to April, where it used to be. Why is the board considering this action? Well, in 2023, the state of New Jersey changed the school budget voting law. What has changed is that the public can now vote on items that exceed the tax levy cap via a second question. In other words, if the school district needs to go above the tax levy cap with adjustments in order to maintain low class sizes or to maintain specific programming, the voters, assuming the board votes for this, the voters will now have an opportunity to make their voices heard. This would be for next April, 2027. So instead of the district being forced to either cut programming and staff or raise your taxes, now the citizens of Kenilworth would be able to have the opportunity to determine that outcome. I find this to be a very American way of moving forward for our community. I wanted you to hear about this proposal from me directly, so there was no miscommunication. In the spirit of open dialogue and collaboration, if you have further curiosity or questions about our school budget or the proposal to move to an April school board election, please come to the Board of Education's annual budget hearing on April 29th at 7 p.m., or please feel free to council members or anyone in the public to reach out to my office directly and we can have a conversation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I have you repeat the part about, I'm sorry, something got lost.
Sure.
Because I see it as a raising expense if you have to move the election from when we're all going to do it to now a special election or standard off of the regular cycle. So what was it that the town folk get out of that? You said that we get our voices heard in the budget process? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Can you explain that? Because the budget process is in April, and if we're electing in April, that person won't start until the following year.
You'd be voting on a question or two.
A
question about the
question.
budget. So, for example, let's say because of rising costs, we have to reduce our staff by another 5 individuals. We have to, unfortunately, reduce 5 teachers. That will cause class sizes to rise, for example. So this would be communicated to the community ahead of time. Do we want those 5 teachers' jobs to be eliminated, or do we want to raise the tax levy by X amount of dollars in order to preserve those positions, in order to preserve class size? So the townspeople would be made aware of the question in advance. The April vote is healthy in some regards because it enables the school's budget question to be a sole focus. In November, yes, there's an election already happening. However, there's a lot of distractions often, whether it's national politics, state politics, local politics. Oftentimes school questions get buried, whereas in April this would be a sole focus, so the community could focus on that question and make an informed decision about their school budget. So they would come out to vote on some day in April, and they would be asked to respond to a question, yay or nay, regarding this question. let's say it's, I'll use a number, $250,000 increase in this tax levy cap. Do you want this yay or nay? If it gets voted yay, we then move forward with keeping those positions in place and our class sizes remain stable. If it's voted down, we move forward with eliminating those positions. So each April, there'll be a question that the taxpayers will be voting on, rather than the district making that decision or having to decide whether we, come up with some sort of number to present or we reduce our staff.
Understood. So
Does that
it's
make sense?
it's the ballot question.
It's the ballot question, yes.
Not necessarily the election.
Right.
I got you. Okay.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
What are the hours? Same as normal, like 8 or something?
The election.
Yeah, but if you have it in April.
Yeah, I mean, that's run by it's dictated by the county, so it would be the same as any election. Yeah.
Okay.
And on that, off topic on this, you mentioned the Arbor Day tree planting. Do you know what time? That's gonna be?
11:30. Arbor Day tree planting is at 11:30.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
On the Arbor Day, that little tiny tree out in front of Harding, was that also an Arbor Day?
Was that planted today?
No, that
What
was.
date
It's
is
been there for
Arbor Day?
years. It grows like an inch every year.
Oh, that little one. I see. Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot what that was.
I hope in 20 years it's huge. I look forward to seeing what you plant this
I think
time.
we're planting oak this year.
Okay.
A sturdy oak for David Burley.
Awesome.
I want to thank you for coming. It's the first time that I could
Yes.
ever remember, not just the superintendent, but anybody from the Board of Ed coming and presenting and offering open dialogue and explaining it in much more detail than I could have. So thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
I
There'll
think
be
it
much
is
more
helpful.
detail on April
Yeah.
29th as well, a whole presentation with slides and handouts and such. But yes, I wanted to just, you hear from the horse's mouth, and I don't want there to be any miscommunications.
Right.
And I know you get a lot of questions from community members, and I wanted you to be equipped with the information, so.
think it's great.
If you have any further questions after this, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you. I'd like to see municipal government do that too. People vote on,
It'll be a normal.
right, on the items.
At David.
Questions?
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Chair. Anyone else from the public wishing to speak? Okay, seeing no one, I'd like a motion to close the floor for public discussion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Boyle, seconded by Councilman Finestrella. Is there any other general business that council would like to discuss?
Mayor, if I could just make a quick correction.
Yes.
For ordinance 2026-12, the public hearing and adoption is for May 6th, not May 15th, as I previously stated.
Okay, thank you.
And
Anyone
before
else?
our next meeting, May 2nd,
That's right. Kentucky Derby.
is, I can't even read my own handwriting.
Kentucky Derby.
Kentucky Derby. And everybody enjoy that day. And then May 5th is Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if the U.S. May 1st, May Day, or they.
May Day, that's right, the Maple. Right.
Maple.
You're right.
I don't know anything in April. Besides today was
Arbor Day,
filing.
Arbor Day.
Tax day.
April 24th, Arbor Day. And, yes, Theft Day.
My birthday Sunday.
Pat Boyle's birthday, that's a holiday in Kenilworth.
Yeah.
Wasn't on his calendar.
Okay, if there's nothing else to be brought before the council, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Second?
Motion made by Councilman Morrow, seconded by Councilwoman Giordano Piserno. All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you, Mayor.